Okay, I'm going to go through this very quickly because we have a total of 33 pages to finish and we have only done 15. Okay, so obviously in this particular editing section, they say complaints about wild chickens have been on the rise. Complain is a verb, it's an action. I complain to you, you complain to me, okay? But when you're talking about receiving complaints, I receive a complaint about you. That is a noun. And it's not spelled like that. It is spelled Complaints. Okay, can you note that down? Okay, the reason why immune is wrong here is because immune is an adjective. I am immune to chicken pox because I had it when I was a child. I am immune to certain diseases because I took a vaccination when I was a baby. So immune is an adjective. Here, we are looking for the noun. Okay. So the noun form of immune is immunity. Okay. That's how it's spelled. Immunity. Can you write that down? Okay. Then how do we know that due to possible health risk? How do we know that due to is wrong? It's because of the context of the rest of the sentence. Due to the possible health risk, most residents say they prefer to live harmoniously alongside their feathered neighbors. If there is health risk, usually people don't want to go near them. Correct? So you cannot say due to because the rest of the context is saying that they want to live harmoniously. They want to live together with the chickens. So they're saying that despite, that means even though that there might be a risk, they still want to stay with them because they want to have the kampong feel. You understand? Okay. So next, we're looking at the reason. Not despite the chickens waking up at 5 a.m., that's the time I wake up now too. Cannot be. Because there is a cause and effect. So because the chickens wake up at 5 a.m., they start crowing when they see the sun. So that's the time I wake up now to last Mrs. Sleep. So she says that the chickens are acting like a natural alarm clock. Get it? Okay, have you copied down these 4 answers? This was supposed to be your homework. Did you take note of the homework when I told you to do the homework? And why didn't you do it? Forgot.
I leave it under the laptop thing.
You forgot lah. Okay, the correct form of the verb here for forbid. What do you think is the correct form? Some of the parents have even dashed their children from playing outside.
Bad.
Ben is another word. I want the actual correct word form. Also contains forbid. Stop is another word. You must follow the root of the word forbid. You are what from going to the football field today?
Forbidden.
Yes. Very good. See, you actually know the answer. If you had actually taken the time to do the homework, you could have actually done it independently. Okay, here, this one is very simple. I don't want to spend too much time explaining this. Okay. Have you seen a chicken fly? Have you ever seen a chicken fly? Usually chickens cannot fly very long distance or very high, right? They just fly short distances, short heights, correct? Some scientists say that chickens are actually descended from dinosaurs. That means the Tyrannosaurus and the chicken are from the same family tree. Some scientists think that dinosaurs have feathers, just like chickens. Okay, so far so good. Okay, this was part of your homework. You would have needed to use a dictionary if you didn't know these words. Okay, so even though the word is spelled wrongly, you can notice that the pronunciation is similar. So a lot of times in spelling and editing exercises, when they give you the wrong spelling, the pronunciation is still very close to the correct one. Okay? Have you come across this word before? Inaugural. Inaugural means first time ever. Inaugural. Inaugural means held for the first time. The very first time. When was the inaugural World Cup held? You know? Where was it held? You're a football fan, right? You like football, right? Who was the winner of the inaugural World Cup? That means the first ever World Cup. Who won it? I'll give you a clue. It's the country that Luis Suarez plays for. It's in South America. Uruguay.
I know one name.
You don't know how to pronounce the name. Okay, they'll start with you. Uruguay. Uruguay consistently qualifies for the World Cup and they have won the World Cup twice, despite having a smaller population than Singapore. They have a smaller population than Singapore, and yet, they regularly qualify and compete in the World Cup, and they have actually won the World Cup twice. Inaugural means first ever. Okay? I think the first ever World Cup was held in the 1930s. You can look it up. Okay, next. I'm sure you know what this word is.
Genius.
Genius. Very good. Can you spell genius for me?
G-E-N-R-E.
Genius. Genius. Okay, the next word, which I think maybe you might not have come across, is prodigy. Prodigy means exceptionally talented. Like, for example, you come across a player, a footballer, a young footballer, who is maybe 10 years old, but his skills are like a professional player. Like he's a genius with the ball. So he call him a child prodigy, right? So prodigy means someone who is extremely talented. Can you imagine a 10-year-old boy who is able to do university maths? So he is a mathematical prodigy. So Lionel Messi was a football prodigy. When he was 8 years old, 9 years old, people already know what this guy is going to be a superstar. So imagine at the age of 9, when you are still memorizing your 10 times table, your 12 times table, imagine at 9 year old, there is a boy who can solve university maths, can do calculus, can do trigonometry, can do linear equations. So he is a mathematical genius. So they call him a maths prodigy. Okay? Imagine there is a boy who is extremely talented. He is only 7 years old, but when he play video game, he can beat adults. He can beat older kids, who are more experienced than him, who have played the games more than him, who are more experienced than him in the video game. But when he play the video game, he's able to beat people who are much, much older than him. So he is a video game prodigy because he has this very, very special talent. He's highly talented. So we call him prodigy. Okay. Now here, maybe you might not have heard of this word. This word is nostalgia. Nostalgia refers to the feeling, very old, about your old memories. Imagine, let's say you go and have nasi lemak with your family at the kopitiam, and then your dad tells you, last time when I was in school, one packet nasi lemak only 50 cents only. Now you see, we need to pay $5 to eat nasi lemak. Then he said, and the 50-cent nasi lemak was so tasty. I wish I can go back to that time and enjoy the 50-cent nasi lemak. So he's having nostalgic feelings. He's having nostalgic memories, right? So nowadays, you notice that even the shops, they try to market nostalgia. You see some shops, they sell sweets and keropok and kueh that used to exist in the 80s and the 90s. Because those children, those people who enjoyed them when they were children then, now all grow up working adult, now all got money to buy. So they buy these snacks and then they share with the kids. Hey, this sweet, last time Papa used to eat, in the playground. When I was a 10-year-old boy, I used to eat this. Hey, I want you to try this. Tell me how is it? This nostalgia, a feeling of happiness and fond memories that you come from thinking about the past. Okay? So as Bella walked past the hangout spots she used to frequent with her classmates in primary school, she was filled with a sense of nostalgia. So maybe she's now, Bella is walking with her child. She's walking through her old neighborhood. Then she tells the child, "Hey, this is the McDonald's. Last time, mommy used to sit down and study with my friends. This is the playground where mommy and her friends used to play badminton. This is the hawker center that mommy last time meet papa." So all these are memories, nostalgia. Okay, so one big word to talk about fond memories and happy feelings that come from these memories is nostalgia. Okay, now gauge is another word for measure. Okay, so how can you measure, judge, analyze, put together becomes gauge? How do you gauge that the meat is fully cooked? How do you gauge that you have put enough salt? How do you gauge that you have put enough sugar? So it's a measurement, and understanding, right? Okay, correct spelling for conscientious. Okay, that's the correct spelling for conscientious. That means who is a very hardworking student, very disciplined student, sticks to her time, always does a revision according to her study schedule. So it's what you call a conscientious student. Always hands up her homework on time, always revises her work according to her study schedule. So you're a person who is a very disciplined and hardworking student. So how do you say discipline and hardworking together in one word? We use conscientious. You want to do well in your PSLE this year? Are you aiming for G3 or G2?
Three.
G3. Aiming for G3. So can forget about homework or not? Can give me undone test paper. Okay, so must be conscientious about your studies, about your homework, about your revision. Do you have storybooks at home? You don't have storybooks at home. Do you have a library near your house? You don't have a library near your house. Where do you stay? Sorry? So where's the closest library? Can walk there? Must take bus. So get yourself books to read. Okay? Books are free. You go to the library, borrow whatever you want to read. Read about football, read comics, just read. Doesn't matter what you read. Read what you're interested in. Then slowly your interest in reading will grow. When you read more, your English will also improve. Your spelling will improve. Your vocabulary will improve. Okay? Okay, deliberate. Deliberate has two meanings. In this context, deliberate means purposely. Okay? So it can be an adjective. You say that deliberately. He did it deliberately. Like he did it purposely. Like I knock into you, you ask, you accidental or purpose? You knock into me accidentally or you knock into me purposely. So purposely, another word is deliberate, right? Deliberately. Deliberate. Another meaning for the word deliberate, which doesn't apply to this sentence, is I am deliberating on making a decision. Like I'm a judge, and then I need to decide who is right, who is wrong. So I'm looking at the evidence, I'm looking at the arguments, I am deliberating on what the decision should be, on what the verdict should be. So deliberate can mean to think very hard to decide on something, or it can refer to doing something purposely. Okay? Like I deliberately bang the table just to wake you up and get your attention, for example. Or if I'm walking by and I accidentally I knock into the table and I trip, that means you know that it is accidental. It's not deliberate. But if I was to come and I take the pencil case, I bang the table, I say, Hanifi, pay attention. So was that a deliberate action or a accidental action? Deliberate action. Very good. Okay. Let's see. There are supposed to be 14 errors over here. I know one of them is referred. Okay, referred. I think disappoint is also a mistake. Argument is a mistake. Guarantee is a mistake. That's 4 already. Surprise is a mistake. That's 5. Accommodate thing. Calendar. Separate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mistakes. 9. Definitely. Let me check. Judgment. Okay, this one, judgment, is with British spelling, with the E. Okay, so British spelling has E. US spelling, no E. So you can't say that this is right or wrong. Weird is correct. Okay. Harassed should only have one S. One R. Harassed. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 already. Okay. In this indescribable is okay. Recommend is correct. Knowledgeable. Knowledgeable. Okay, this one got mistake. Okay. Receive has an error also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 already. Indispensable. Fascinating. Embarrassment. Embarrassment must have double R. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Uh, Possession has two sets of double R. Okay, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 words. Okay? So I know the instructions tell you to redo the entire table. Okay, but we shall only do those which have mistakes. Okay, to save time. Surprise. Guarantee. Harris. Separate. Receive. Disappoint with only one S but double P. Embarrassment with a double R. Wait, I cannot see this word because where I'm typing from. Embarrassment. Embarrassment. Accommodating. Oh, wait, accommodating. Okay. Okay. And calendar. 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 Referred only has one F. Knowledgeable has an extra E. Knowledge. Both. Okay. Definitely is how you spell definitely. Possession has double S, double S. It means four S's in total. And argument. Yeah, go ahead. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, please. Okay, you can copy all that down. Finish already? Okay, mastering preposition-based collocations. Okay, they're talking about positions. That's why they call it preposition. Like words like at, across, behind, beside, by, in, on. These parts of the notes, I expect you to be able to read by yourself. Okay, here I think there might have been a typo error. So I want you to actually ignore the helping words in the brackets, and I will teach you what is the correct word that needs to be put in over here. For example, the crime was committed in the heat of the moment. I tried watering my wilting plants more frequently, but it was in vain. In vain means no use. In the heat of the moment means at that particular moment, you're so angry that you did something which you regret later. You didn't plan to do it. You understand what I mean? So when they say premeditation, that means you have actually planned it. For example, let's say you're having an argument with your friend and then he says something bad and it makes you so angry that you smack him. This one is there's no premeditation. You did it in the heat of the moment. But let's say, for example, you think about it at home. Wow, today my friend irritated me. He insulted me. He said bad things. Tomorrow I go to school. I'm going to smack him. Then you come to school the next day and you call him, oi, piang, you smack him. This one is premeditation. You have planned it. So in law, an action that is done in the heat of the moment may have lesser punishment compared to an action that was done with a plan. You understand what I mean? Okay. So once again, I want you to ignore the helping words. Here, the bakery staff told me that I had to order the cupcakes in advance, as they do not have any in hand right now. Coding has become a popular subject to study as programming has become a skill that is very in demand. That means wanted. It's a job, it's a skill that is wanted everywhere, programming. Do you learn programming in school? They got teach you how to program microbits. Yeah, that's programming lah. But people who do bigger programs are like those people who make software, make video games. All this requires programming lah. Okay? Are you interested in programming? Vivian was distraught and looking at the clue, verge of tears. When you say the verge, you always say on the verge of tears. Being consistent in his training, Bala is on the right track to becoming an outstanding athlete who's at the top of his game. Okay, so far? Can? Okay. Here, we are supposed to write the noun form of the adjective, like reluctant. Okay? The noun form of reluctant is I am reluctant to do my homework because I feel lazy, or I am reluctant to go out for a meal because I like home cooked meals. So that is an adjective. I am reluctant. But the noun for the word is reluctance. Okay? Next word, annoyance. That. Yeah. What is the noun for wise? No. Noun for wise. If you say the person is wise, you say that the person has a lot of wisdom. You heard this word before? You never heard this before? Wisdom. There is a lot of wisdom in the Quran. Prophet Muhammad was a very wise person. He had a lot of wisdom. The Quran has a lot of wisdom to help us with our life. Right? Wisdom is the noun form of the word wise. What about beautiful? What is the noun form for beautiful? Beauty. Very good. Excellent. See, you are able to independently come up with answers. What is the noun form for cowardly? Coward. Very good. Okay, this one a bit tricky. What is the noun form for pleased? I am pleased with your behavior. I am pleased with your marks. What? No, that one please is also, that one is a verb, right? I need you to please me. That is a verb, please. This is pleased, means I am very pleased. This one is an adjective. So the noun form is pleasure. Heard this word before? When people say thank you, you say my pleasure. Again, that means it was my pleasure to help you. Right? Frustrated, noun form.
Frustrated.
Cannot be the same word, right? Frustration. Clear. Clarity. Okay, this one is a difficult one, so I give you indignant. Indignation. Do you know what is indignant? Indignant means that you feel very insulted. You understand? That is indignant. So, noun form for proud is pride. Okay, we don't have enough time to do this exercise 2 onwards. We shall continue next week. I actually do very quickly so that we can start doing comprehension and close passage. But we didn't have the time. Hopefully next week we can start. Okay. Do you think you can do exercise 2, exercise 2, exercise 3?
I got time because tomorrow I start school.
Yeah, but this only takes 20 minutes to do. This homework is very simple.
What?
Okay, never mind. It's okay. I shall do it with you next week. Okay, thank you. I'll see you next week. I will mark your paper and let you know your score. So please be diligent with your homework and your revision, okay?